Hariom girls. In the elective course Information Security, we have already discussed Module 1. From this video onwards, we will be talking about Module 2. So, Module 2 deals with traditional symmetric key cipher. So, here we will define the terms and concepts of symmetric key cipher. And we will also discuss the two broad categories of traditional symmetric key cipher with the focus on different cipher cryptanalysis. And we will also discuss what is stream and block cipher. So in this video, we are going to talk about the traditional symmetric key cipher, just an introduction. Any crypto system is an implementation of cryptographic techniques and their accompanying infrastructure to provide information security service. So cryptographic system is nothing but the techniques and the infrastructure which is used to provide the security service. So the crypto system is also referred as a cipher system. Now, if you take any crypto system, these are the various components of a crypto system: plain text, encryption algorithm, ciphertext, decryption algorithm, and the key which is used for encryption and decryption process. So, the plain text is nothing but the data which is to be protected during transmission is plain text, and the encryption algorithm is nothing but the mathematical process which can also be called as the cryptographic algorithm that takes the plain text and the encryption key as the input and it produces a ciphertext. Whereas ciphertext is nothing but the scrambled version, the scrambled or the code which will be generated, which cannot be understood by a person. The scrambled version of the plain text which will be produced by the encryption algorithm using the specific encryption key which will be transmitted on public communication channel. Generally, it will be an insecure channel. Decryption algorithm is again a mathematical process which is again a cryptographic algorithm that takes a ciphertext and the decryption key as the input and it generates a plain text. Whereas the encryption key and the decryption key is a secret key or a value which is known to the sender or the receiver. Now, if the encryption key and the decryption key are same, then we call it as symmetric key cryptography. If the encryption and decryption key are different, then we call it as asymmetric key cryptography. Therefore, for a given crypto system, a collection of all possible decryption keys is called a key space or a key domain. So, keeping the key domain large enough will secure your crypto system. So, symmetric key cryptography is any cryptographic system which is based on the shared key. That is, the encryption and decryption key are going to be same. The shared key is used for encryption or decryption process. Encryption is done for the plain text and decryption is done on the ciphertext. If you take the symmetric encryption, the plain text and the secret key will be given to the encryption algorithm that produces the ciphertext, and this ciphertext and the secret key will be given to the decryption algorithm which will produce the plain text again. Now you can observe here for encryption and decryption the same key is used which will be the secret key. So the general idea of symmetric key cipher is if Alice is the sender and Bob is the receiver, the plain text and the shared secret key will be given as the input to the encryption algorithm which will be producing the ciphertext. Now this ciphertext will be transmitted through the insecure channel which will be received by Bob, and Bob will use the decryption algorithm. The ciphertext and the shared secret key will be given as the input to the decryption algorithm, and it will produce the plain text which is sent by Alice. You can observe here the shared secret key. That means the same key is used for encryption and decryption algorithm, which will be shared through secure channel. So that means the key is known only to Alice and Bob. It is not public. Whereas the ciphertext, the encryption algorithm, decryption algorithm is all known to the public. This is the general idea of symmetric key cipher. So the original message from Alice to Bob is called as plain text, and the message that is sent through the channel is called the ciphertext. And to create the ciphertext from the plain text, Alice uses encryption algorithm and the shared secret key. To create the plain text from ciphertext, Bob uses the decryption algorithm and the same secret key. Now here, the symmetric key encipherment uses a single key for both encryption and decryption. You can observe here the encryption and decryption algorithms are inverse of each other. So if P is the plain text, C is the ciphertext, and K is the key, the encryption algorithm is EK of P. This creates the ciphertext C, and the decryption algorithm is DKC, which will produce the plain text from ciphertext. So here we are going to assume that EK of P and DK of C are inverse of each other. They are inverse of each other. That is, they cancel the effect of each other if they are applied one after the other on the same input. I repeat, here EK of P and DK of C are inverse of each other. That means they cancel the effect of each other. They cancel the effect of each other if they are applied one after the other on the same input. So that is what is depicted here. For the same input, encryption is applied, then again decryption is applied, so that it produces the same value. That is why we call it as inverse of each other. So with that we can prove that P1 is equal to P, assuming Bob creates the plain text P1. Right? So if plain text is created by Bob is denoted as P1, applying the encryption and decryption algorithm one after the other on the same input will be producing P. So obviously P1 will be equal to P. So this is the general idea of symmetric key encipherment. Now here, any crypto system is based on Kirchhoff's principle. So according to Kirchhoff's principle, it is better to make the encryption and decryption public but keep the shared key secret. That is what Kirchhoff's principle for the crypto system is. So Kirchhoff is a Dutch cryptographer. He furnished the requirements of a good crypto system. So he stated that a cryptographic system should be secure even if everything about the system except the key is public knowledge. So the 6 design principles defined by him for any crypto system are, these are the 6 design principles given by Kirchhoff's. The crypto system should be unbreakable practically, even if not mathematically. So practically it must be unbreakable but can be broken by any mathematical process. Second one, he says falling of the crypto system in the hands of an intruder should not lead to any compromise of the crypto system and preventing any inconvenience to the user. And the third principle says the key should be easily communicable, memorable and changeable. And the ciphertext should be transmissible through insecure channel. The encryption apparatus and documents should be portable and operable by a single person. Finally, he also says that it is necessary that the system be easy to use, requiring neither mental strain nor the knowledge of long series of rules to observe. So these are the 6 design principles given by Kirchhoff. Now here, although it may appear that a cipher would be more secure if we hide both encryption or decryption algorithm and the secret key, this is not recommended. So based on Kirchhoff's principle, one should always assume that the adversary Eve knows the encryption or decryption algorithm. So the second rule given by Kirchhoff principle is finally considered as Kirchhoff's principle for any crypto system. The second one. Even though the crypto system in the hands, it falls into the hands of an intruder, it should not lead to any compromise of the crypto system. So that is what is finally considered to be Kirchhoff's principle. So based on his principle, one should always assume that the intruder or the adversary knows the encryption and decryption algorithm. It is public. So the resistance of the cipher to attack must be based only on the secret of the key. That is, guessing the key should be so difficult that there is no need to hide the encryption or decryption algorithm. So that is why we have seen in the crypto system, keeping the key domain so large will make the intruder difficult to break the code. So guessing the key will be difficult if the key domain is going to be large enough. So this is what we call as the Kirchhoff's principle. I repeat, based on the Kirchhoff principle, we have to understand the encryption and decryption algorithm is known to the intruder. So the resistance of the cipher to attack will be completely based on the secret key. Therefore, guessing the key must become very, very difficult. How we can make it very difficult? If the key domain is large enough, then guessing the key will be difficult, that there is no need to hide the encryption or decryption algorithm. So here, based on the Kirchhoff's principle, locking and unlocking is done with the same key. So locking will be done using the encryption algorithm. Unlocking will be done by the decryption algorithm, but both will use the same key. Let us discuss the cryptanalysis of the symmetric key cipher in the next session. Thank you.